everyone. We are here to present about the lesson of Romanticism. What is Romanticism? Romanticism is a movement in the arts and literature that originated in the late 18th century, emphasizing inspiration, subjectivity, and the primacy of the individual. According to the dictionary, and Romanticism also, it involved breaking with the past and consciously moving away from the ideas and traditions of the Enlightenment. In short, Romanticism it's all about attitudes, ideals, and feelings which are romantic rather than realistic. History of Romanticism. The 19th century was a growing philosophy and the development of science and techniques, the transition from the industrial revolution to the religious economy of the cultural revolution realized Romanticism. It was a kind of sense since it Romanticism began in the late of 18th century and diminished in the late 19th century, which was an era of widespread invention and discovery, according to Rosenthal. 28, 39-40. It started as a reaction against the Industrial Revolution, which had resulted in a detachment between man and nature and the mass manufacturing economy. Romantics started to revolt against the governing ways of politics, religion, and society, which resulted in the Romanticism to the domination of past traditions as artists began to receive their creativity from Romanticism had its distinctive toward uniqueness, imagination, and passion, and it was a time that valued creativity over small sense of Self-relevance was the utmost important for Romantics, which makes the movement an emotional state rather than a style of art. From Brown 2001, 28, and F. Land 1990, 1951. Romanticism is also first defined as an aesthetic and literary criticism around 800, gained momentum as an artistic movement in France and Britain in the early decades of the 19th century and flourished until mid-century. Importance of Romanticism. The most important about Romanticism is not necessarily the individual interpretation, although Romanticism is important because the Romantics were optimistic, in some ways more honest. Romantics artists were not afraid to paint imperfections. The truth is that we do not live in a perfect world. They were not afraid to show the dark side of life that is inescapable. Yet they were optimistic enough to believe that it could be portrayed well, and that they could add beauty to the darkness. Romanticism also, it involved breaking with the past and consciously moving away the ideas and tradition of enlightenment. In so doing, Romanticism influenced political ideology, inviting engagement with the cause of the poor and the oppressed, and with the ideals of social emancipation and progress.
Prominent artists and their media. Theodore Jericho. Though he died at the age of just 32, Theodore Jericho had a huge impact of the history of French painting, and France went on to dominate the world of Western art in the 19th century. Jericho's preference for contemporary subjects, his attraction to the dark side of human psychology, his radical style, and his compassion for the weaker sections of society all seized that path for Romanticism's emphasis on emotion and subjectivity. His 1819 painting The Wrath of Medusa was the seeded aftermath of a contemporary French shipwreck, became an icon of the emerging Romantic movement in French painting, the laid of the foundations of an aesthetic revolution, of what would ultimately ousted and prevailing neoclassical style. Theodore Jericho is regarded as one of the pioneers of Romanticism. He had a huge influence on the following generation of French artists in Blake, widely recognized as one of the greatest poets in English language. He was also among the most original visual artists of the Romantic era. Blake claimed to experience visions throughout his life. He revered the Bible but was hostile to the Church of England and recognized religion in general. Blake created illustrations of biblical text. He was also influenced by the texts of writers Dante, Shakespeare, and Milton. Working primarily in engravings, Blake created illustrations of mythical worlds full of gods and powers, sharply criticized the effects of the Industrial Revolution and the suppression of individualism. The visionary art of Blake and his use of image and text to convey a single concept played a key role not only in Romanticism but several future art movements well into the 20th century. William Blake was largely unrecognized during his lifetime. However, recently he was ranked 38 in the BBC's poll, the 100 greatest Britons. The next artist is Eugene Delacroix. Eugene Delacroix is widely regarded as the leader of Romantic movement in France. He laid emphasis on color in movement rather than to clarify of outline and carefully modeled style. His violent subject matter, the dramatic poses of his figures, stressing on capturing expression and emotion, his exploration of natural light in outdoor landscapes, and most prominently, his expressive brushwork and dramatic use of color all played a key role in making Romanticism the dominant movement not only in France but throughout the Western world. Liberty of Leading the People, the masterpiece of Delacroix, is perhaps the most renowned work of the entire Romanticism movement. Eugene Delacroix is the most famous French painter and greatly influenced later art movements like Impressionism and Symbolism. The next artist is Caspar David Friedrich. Caspar David Friedrich developed a significant reputation in his early career. However, his reputation declined in years later as critics too failed to understand his work, severely attacked him. He died poor and obscurity. It is not till in the 20th century that he found favor with a new generation of critics and art historians. Today, Friedrich is an icon of Germany. He is internationally renowned and is considered the most important German romantic artist. Francisco Goya rose to prominence in art history through his series of tips to fountains and became a court painter to the Spanish crown. He later developed a penchant for the portrayals of dark nature, for which he is most known today. Dubbed as his black paintings, they portray intense, haunting themes reflective in both of his fear of insanity and his bleak outlook of humanity. Francisco Goya is the most famous romantic artist and among other things, one of the great portraitists of modern times. The usability of Romanticism in the present time. Today, Romanticism can be found in a wide cross-section of film, television, literature, music, and art. dissect raw reaction to a particular medium